Good afternoon. Welcome to today's news broadcast. I'm going to give a couple minutes for people to get in the room, and then we're going to jump into some absolutely huge breaking news stories. Hi, Barbara. Hi, JM, Doug, Elizabeth, Mary, Jimmy. Welcome to the show. We're going to go ahead and get started now because I have some big stories that I believe you guys are going to want to know about. So let's go ahead and get into the news right now. Donald Trump got some huge updates about his finances, his election situation, and several of his court cases. Attorney General Letitia James of New York has a full-blown meltdown as Donald Trump gets help and she gets exposed for a real estate crime she committed and is now trying to cover up. Plus, Moscow is hit with a terrorist attack. Fani Willis down in Georgia will likely be disqualified and removed from her position. And Joe Scarborough of Morning Joe News says yesterday's attack in Texas was awful, but it's all Donald Trump's fault. Thank you guys so much for liking and sharing these videos. When you hit that like button, it tells YouTube to share the truth with more people. So thank you guys so much for helping the channel out tonight. Hey, everybody, I see you guys. I'll come on and say hi throughout the broadcast, but let's jump into this big news update. Former President Donald Trump has just bashed President Joe Biden for lying to the American public regarding his horrible immigration plan. During an interview with Breitbart News, Donald Trump argued that the proposed plan, which Joe Biden supported, would have worsened the immigration crisis, not helped it. He stated it would have made it worse, and they allowed 5,000 people a day. Those are numbers nobody ever heard of. Well, Donald Trump, there was actually over 10,000 coming in. So I guess in their mind, they're thinking, wow, we cut it in half. But under Donald Trump's presidency, he did not see numbers like that. So he is telling the truth. Now, Donald Trump also denied Biden's assertion that he, Trump, had blocked the bill for political reasons, suggesting instead that the House passed H.R. 2 border security bill was a more effective bill for protecting the United States of America. For those unaware, H.R. 2 is hated by Democrats because it would resume construction of the border wall, require migrants to prove they have asylum claims, not just claim it, and it would empower border agents with the ability to view criminal history of those trying to sneak into our country. Now, to me, it sounds like Biden pushed his border bill for political reasons and not in order to keep us safe. We want safety. We want protection. That's what we want. Now, remember yesterday how I told you that 100 plus military-aged men rushed the Texas border in El Paso and attacked National Guard soldiers. If you haven't seen that video footage online, I suggest you go look it up. Well, it had a really negative effect on many people, including Democrats and even legal immigrants saying, wait a minute, we have to protect our country. We have to protect the border. So today, in order to run interference on behalf of Biden and Democrats, Joe Scarborough of Morning Joe decided to tell all his viewers how awful it was to watch this situation, but to remember it's all Donald Trump's fault. He said it over and over and over again. This attack on our country is Donald Trump's fault. These people coming across the border is Donald Trump's fault. I mean, I guess if you say a lie enough times, they believe that it will become true. And so they know that the majority of people that watch their show are Democrats and that they're not going to fact check this. So what do? They blame Donald Trump over and over and over again. It's absolutely disgusting. Texas Last, thank you so much for the super chat. You are amazing. Thank you for that. All right, now, just as it looked like there was no hope for Donald Trump, he's now poised to gain around $3.5 billion after the approved merger between Digital World Acquisition Corp and his company, Truth Social. This mind-blowing financial win arrived just as New York Attorney General Letitia James was looking to seize Trump's assets to cover the $464 million bond linked to a civil fraud case in New York. Now, despite initial doubt, the merger involving Trump Media and Technology Group received approval from the Securities and Exchange Commission and is set to be publicly traded under the ticker symbol DJT as soon as next week. Former President Donald Trump will own nearly 79 million shares worth $41 each. Now, he can't sell those for 6 months, but this means that he's about to bring in over $3 billion. Now, it's been reported that he is seeking a request of waiver to liquidate part of his stake earlier if needed to cover the bond, but I will continue to update you on that. Now, this good news for Donald Trump has Attorney General Letitia James going absolutely bonkers, because I was originally going to report that AG Leticia James may try to seize funds from Trump's bank accounts, seize rent money from his properties, or seize the properties altogether. However, now he's saying that he has the money, that he'll be able to pay this, and then he'll go in and win, and then go after the state of New York. However, Letitia James is having a meltdown. She's actually already drafting paperwork to steal Trump's properties. She's blocked Trump from skipping the bond or paying a lesser amount. So Trump said he now has the $500 million to move forward and win his appeal case. And according to sources close to Letitia James, she is not happy about this. She was looking forward to stealing Donald Trump's properties. They were going to party and brag about this, probably cause people to lose jobs. I mean, it was going to get really, really ugly. So this is something called schadenfreude, where you take joy in other people's misery. It's a German word. We don't have a word like this in English, but schadenfreude is exactly what Letitia James was doing, right? Schadenfreude, we got Trump, we got Trump. And now it looks like she doesn't got Trump. Now, maybe she's not happy because she's being pulled into 2 major lawsuits. One of them involves her helping a friend take over a piece of real estate in New York by blocking a lawsuit and then valuing the piece of real estate at a much lower value. Now, where have we seen this trick before? Oh, yeah, saying that Mar-a-Lago is only worth $18 million. So there's a pattern with Letitia James. She likes to help her friends and hurt their enemies by using her political office. She also likes to incorrectly value real estate in order to stick it to her friends' enemies. Do you guys see the pattern here? Talk about hypocrisy, right? So she blocks a lawsuit on behalf of her friend, and then she lowers the perceived value of that real estate in order to lessen the lawsuit that was going to be brought. It's just disgusting. She's the criminal. She's the crook. Whatever they're doing, they blame on Donald Trump. We've seen this pattern over and over again, but this story just broke thanks to my new friend, Miranda Devine, over at the New York Post. Remember I had her on? Wasn't she awesome? All right, now this Letitia James, she's a total crook, and I hope she gets in big, big trouble for doing this. Not just so that we'll feel like, oh my gosh, there's justice served, but there's somebody literally suing for this building, and she's helping her friend avoid the lawsuit, using her office inappropriately. Now, let me know in the comments, please, should Letitia James be removed? If yes, I want you to write remove. And if you think that she should stay, I want you to write stay. I think she should be removed. I mean, look at the pattern. She's trying to help out her friends. Remove. Oh my gosh, that's moving fast. Wow. Okay. I love hearing from you guys. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Okay. She needs to be removed, right? Now, listen to this. Former presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy, who came on my show 3 times. Thank you, Vivek. This is what he had to say about Miss Letitia James. Now, it was a long thing. I'm just going to take one snippet of it. He said, the Letitia James crusade against Donald Trump is disgusting and is a threat to every American. Look at how the investors in New York and the real estate people in New York are panicked. But he says this is a threat to every American. When you have prosecutors who are elected to office on a promise of going after one particular individual as she campaigned, then go on to keep the campaign promise, using the legal system to do it is unjust. And this particular case reveals how ugly that is. In this case, you're talking about a crime for which there was literally no identifiable victim. There's no victim in this, not the state of New York, not the banks. Now, Vivek Ramaswamy continued, the people who did business with Donald Trump weren't individual consumers. They were sophisticated financial institutions who made money from their dealings. I want to know from you, do you agree with Vivek or do you disagree? If you agree that this is absolutely lawfare, I want you to write agree. And if you disagree, I want to hear from you as well. But I think that the writing is on the wall. This is abuse of power. What do they say? Power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. That's what is going on here. It's crazy. Stumpy. I honestly hope this is true and President Trump does have the money. She deserves to have a meltdown with going against the 8th Amendment. Yes, absolutely. The 8th Amendment has been broken. Thank you for that super chat. Okay, now Vivek went on to say that the government violated Donald Trump's 8th Amendment right to not have a debt or a bond too large. Why was this written? Because kings and queens could literally lock people in the tower for life. And that's exactly what Queen Letitia is trying to do. She's trying to take away Donald Trump's toys and lock him in his room for her friends. It's disgusting. All right, now get this. This is like a negative with a positive. So check this out. Presidential pollster Frank Luntz told a panel on CNN that if Letitia James steals Donald Trump's properties, the entire country will witness this theft, and she will ensure that Donald Trump becomes president of the United States. Frank Luntz also said, you will confirm Donald Trump's words that the government is after him. And you will confirm to the people that Donald Trump is telling the truth. You guys, the people on CNN did not want to hear this. Frank Luntz literally looked into the camera and said, Letitia James, do not do this. You will make Donald Trump president of the United States. Do not do this. But I love that last part. Let me say it one more time. Letitia James will confirm that Donald Trump is being persecuted by the government. And you will also confirm to the people that he is telling the truth. I mean, like, that is brilliantly stated. It also happens to be true. Now, do you believe that the government is after Donald Trump? Democrats don't. Left-leaning media says he deserves everything he's getting. But I think you and we see what's really going on. They hate this man. They fear this man. And they want to do anything they can to keep him away from the White House. I don't need her to steal his property to see it. I can see it with my own eyes. It's just common sense. All right, now, in addition to a significant victory in New York, Donald Trump received a big win in Georgia as well. Fulton County Superior Judge Scott McAfee has decided to allow Trump the chance to appeal a prior decision that denied his request to remove Fani Willis as district attorney from this court case. With this certificate, Donald Trump and the other co-defendants are granted the possibility to appeal to the Georgia Court of Appeals, which may change the outcome of this case. Isn't it crazy how quickly things are changing? It's like they pitch Donald Trump as this horrible orange-faced bad man criminal, and then it turns out all the people that are going against him, they're the criminals. Fani Willis is the liar. Fani Willis is the one enriching herself off the government, off of our money. Letitia James is the criminal. She's enriching herself and her friends. It's so obvious. It's so obvious. All right, now, U.S. District Judge Nancy Maldonado, nominated by President Joe Biden, just had a highly embarrassing moment during her confirmation hearing. Despite having signed a brief advocating that assault weapons are extraordinarily dangerous and are not appropriate for legitimate self-defense purposes, she was then unable to define what an assault weapon is. So she says they're bad, but then she couldn't define what they were. It's crazy. It's crazy. What we need is instead of more gun reform, we need training. Like, people should go through more training. It should be more common. My kids know so much about guns. They know not to touch them. They know how to hold them. They know where to point them. They know how to clean them. This is the kind of stuff that should be trained in a country that believes in the Second Amendment. Not taking it away, not making guns foreign, not allowing only enemies and bad guys to have them. The good guys need to have them as well. House Speaker Mike Johnson may have just put his speakership position at risk. In an effort to stop a government shutdown, Mike Johnson forcefully advanced a $1.2 trillion government funding bill, despite facing significant opposition from the majority of House Republicans. In the process, the Hastert rule was breached, which was established to prevent Republican speakers from relying on Democrat support to pass unwanted legislation. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene is now seeking to remove Mike Johnson from his speaker position, just as Representative Matt Gaetz removed Kevin McCarthy. Now, this is a huge story, but it's a developing story, so I'll continue to monitor it and keep you updated on it. Now, according to the New York Post, a whistleblower has reported that the CIA meddled with and hindered the IRS and the Justice Department from interviewing Kevin Morris. Who is Kevin Morris? It's Hunter Biden's old attorney. So the CIA blocked the IRS and the Justice Department from interviewing Hunter Biden's attorney. This information was disclosed to the chairman of the House Oversight and Judiciary Committee, which revealed that the CIA allegedly prevented federal investigators from questioning Kevin Morris and his ties to Hunter Biden. While the CIA made a public statement denying any obstruction, we still don't have an answer on why the CIA is interfering in politics. They're not even supposed to operate within the borders of the United States. So the CIA lied to the American people about Hunter Biden's laptop in order to get Joe Biden elected. They then ran interference and used intimidation tactics to cover up that the president's son had cheated the government out of over $1 million. What in the heck is going on? This is crazy. The CIA is supposed to protect us. The CIA is supposed to keep us safe. Yet they're deciding who gets elected in the United States of America. This is the kind of bull crap that they pull in third world countries, not America. But I guess we're becoming a banana republic, so maybe they just can't tell the difference anymore. All right, now this is good news, bad news. I don't know if you saw this, but Princess Catherine, known as Kate Middleton, she is alive. She is well. Unfortunately, she does have an aggressive form of cancer. She did not disclose what type of cancer it is. However, she had to have aggressive abdominal surgery. Now, my mother in law had this. She had to have internal organs removed and the fascia and the different internal parts because of ovarian cancer. So this is hitting kind of close to home, but she is alive. The reason that they were hiding her is they wanted to first help their young children, their 3 young children, understand that she had cancer, what it meant, how they're fighting it. And then now they've come out and they've gone public. So I know people have mixed feelings about the royal family, especially King Charles more than anybody else. But anyway, we wish her luck. Hopefully it didn't have anything to do with getting a shot in the arm or something crazy like that. Cancer is up, especially among young people, but that's just the medical research. We wish her luck. I don't, having lived through this with my mother-in-law, I don't wish this on her. I don't wish this on her children. I don't wish this on her husband. I wish them nothing but good luck. Russia has just experienced a terrorist attack. 3 terrorists targeted a concert hall in Moscow, Russia. As of the time of recording this, 70 people are dead, over 150 are injured. One of the suspects has been captured alive, while the other 2 are still believed to be inside or dead. There's a lot of missing pieces to this story. However, the Kremlin is now saying the United States needs to come forward with any information they had about this terrorist attack. But instead, White House spokesman Admiral John Kirby immediately said, well, we know it wasn't Ukraine. Now, we don't know that it wasn't Ukraine, but we also don't know that it was Ukraine. So, but him coming out and saying right away, we know that this wasn't Ukraine. This reminds me of the time that Joe Biden ordered the Nord Stream 2 pipeline to be blown up. And then the next day they said, well, we don't know who it was, but we know it wasn't Ukraine, right? Like, I'm always looking for patterns. By the way, blowing up the Nord Stream 2 pipeline was the largest climate disaster in world history. Joe Biden did that, and then has the nerve to tell you and I, get electric cars. We might have to tax your use of carbon. What a freaking joke. We live in a world where they want to control us. They want to make us the lower class, the serfs, so that the elites who know significantly more than us can rule the world and control all of the money. Don't fall for it, folks. They're going to be trying to trick us. They tried to trick us with COVID. They're trying to trick us with the banks, the money systems, our food. Don't fall for it. I'll try to keep you guys in the loop. I don't know everything, but I'll try to keep you guys in the loop. Now, here's what we do know. Authorities in Moscow have revealed that they did find a body of a Muslim man who had bombs strapped to his chest. Now, they believe he's Muslim for 2 reasons. Number 1, the garb, the clothing that he was wearing. And 2, ISIS has already come forward and confirmed that they did this. But again, we don't know that they did this. We don't know that Ukraine didn't do this. ISIS is known for taking credit for big disasters in order to look like they're stronger and have greater reach than they really do. On the other hand, this may have been ISIS. I don't know. New details need to come out. So anyway, definitely a lot going on. All right. Before you go, I want to just remind you guys that you're amazing. Please remember that. There is so much going on in the world right now. You have to remind yourself that you're amazing. Never attach your self-worth to the government. Always remember that you're amazing. And if not, come back here and I will remind you every single day. If you could, please give this video a like, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. This is the best community on YouTube, and we're trying to get to 1.6 million amazing subscribers. So please hit that button. I'm going to leave a video here in a couple of minutes, probably right here, of an interview with Senator Rand Paul that I did early this morning. It was a really great interview, and so I will place it right there. I love you guys. Have a great weekend. I'll be on in a couple of hours with more information, but until then, I will see you on the next video.